Hey, good morning. Welcome back. It's nice to have you all with us at our Connection Cafe. We noted it was a little drier morning today than our drive-in worship last Sunday, although that was so much fun. And eventually the sun did come out and we all dried off. Not our shoes, but we dried off. And while we continue to think about the future and how we will have reentry, we continue to think of ways of reaching out to you in worship settings, and I suspect there's going to be another drive-in worship time or two before we're back in this beautiful historic space. But thank you so much for hanging in with us, for being with us week after week. We are so grateful. So we're going to catch up with you a little bit at this end, and then we look forward to having you catch up with us at your end. I'm going to start with Pastor Megan, who is with our children today.
Good morning, everyone. I just had the best morning. So it started off with our littlest children, and we have a special child, Charlie, who attends our 9 a.m. service usually in the chapel, and he always takes communion. And so he came last week and was in the drive-in and did communion in the car. But when we were talking this morning and I said, oh, it's time to say goodbye, he says, but you didn't sing the song. And so we had to sing the Alleluia together. And so out of the mouths of babes, we closed our time together singing Alleluia. Of course, that's after I had a guitar solo from him, a harmonica thing, saw his house and all that too. So it was really wonderful. And then met with our kindergarten first graders, then our second and third, then fourth and fifth, and then high school later today. But it's been really a joyful morning, so thank you. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about the adult ed class this morning? Because that was very intriguing to me.
Yeah, we've been continuing our Theo Ed talks on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. And this morning's talk was from Dr. Will Gaffney. She is a Old Testament professor at Bright Divinity School in Fort Worth, Texas, and just gave a wonderful lecture, and we had a wonderful discussion about gender and God, and the way that we talk about God and the language we use for God, and when we use gendered language and non-gendered language and expansive language and inclusive language, and all of the different times in the Bible when feminine language is used to describe God and feminine metaphors. So I just thought it was a great discussion,
It was really good.
Dr. Gaffney is just a real oracle. Yeah, she's a gem.
One of her points, Lori, is that the word for spirit is feminine, but we don't say it as feminine. We don't say she or her like we do for God when we send he. We just say the spirit or the wind. So we make it genderless. And so all those times we could have male and female pronouns for God, we don't.
Right.
So it was really interesting and great conversation.
Excellent. Well, too bad we have nothing going on around here through these days of COVID and so forth. This has been, for me, a really great week. It was, as for my colleagues here, very busy, but we had Zooms most every evening, I think, between PAC meetings and conversation on race, which was so very excellent, and board meetings and so forth. We had a very full week, and I look forward to any of you who are available or interested joining me at 12:45 today. You may think it was 12:30. It was 12:45 to talk about homosexuality in the Bible. I think we can gather every single year on this subject, and it is really good for us to recall and to remember what it says and what it doesn't say. And I really invite you to join me today. Just you'll see the link in the bulletin, or Elena will maybe put it up for you if you'll just push that link, and we'll get you registered with the information to come in. So we'd love to hear from all of you. And as always, Elena is on the other end here, and we're so grateful for her presence and work with us.
We have a couple of messages. The first one is from Nick Osterman. He says, I can't wait to worship inside. I am on my balcony watching bees, loving my flowers.
Hmm.
It was good to see you this
Yeah.
morning, Nick.
We look forward to having you back as well. I
And
always say we miss all of you probably more than you miss us, maybe.
Exactly. I worry about that, like, you know, like, uh-oh.
we also have a message from Deborah Paris that says, such a great message. Thanks for helping us through and reminding me to ask, what is it?
Mhm.
What is it?
Sylvia Mendoza says, good morning. I want to thank you all, and especially Pastor Aaron for the youth group. Alexis was so happy to spend that time with you and his friends. Much needed human contact. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sylvia. Yeah, just a word about that. The middle schoolers, we met socially distant, masks on, outside in the backyard of Catalonia on Friday night for a humid youth group.
bet.
It was pretty hot and
can't
humid, even when the sun went down. But we put up, those lights that they string up in backyards. So it was just a very great atmosphere, and yeah, just some time for getting together, some conversation, some games, and of course some lifting up reflections. And we're putting those those little portable communion sets to use because we did communion at the end as well. And this Friday, the high schoolers will meet, so looking forward to being with them.
Very nice. Speaking of humid, if I can interrupt here, I just want to thank the Garden Warriors yesterday who came in force and really once again have made our grounds just so beautiful. But it was hot and it was humid and you did it. So thank you so much.
We have a message from Janet Copeland who says, great class this morning. Thank you, Board of Justice and Witness.
Yes, thanks for being on, Janet, and a big thank you to Harley Sosa for your leadership in co-convening that class.
Definitely.
And those are the messages for this morning.
Terrific. Anything else? Well, we so hope you have a great week. Stay in touch if you need anything. Let us know, but go in peace, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Be well.